in effect. Let's have a conversation. I'm not going to be on here for too long because, I got some filming and editing to do, but I do have some free time. So I'm going to take this time to be available and have a conversation real quick with those who are coming in. Shout out to everybody's pulling up in the building. Lady good. Shout out to my gentleman pulling up. What's up? Hit the like button and subscribe. We're going to have a really good conversation on this. Give me one moment. Let's see. Are you living like a rock star? Do you want to be a rock? You know what? Fuck a question right now. I just really need to speak on this thing, bro. Something that came to mind recently. If you have been tuned in with the last couple of lives, honestly, just all my lives, bro. Every live that I have, even videos that I provide. It always comes down to living your life. Live every day like it should last. Live every moment that you want for you. Something I do want to speak on is how you need to live life every day like a rock star. You know what I'm saying? Like dress like a rock star, live like a rock star, talk like a rock. See, this is what it means to be an all-star though. This is what it means to be a star. When I'm promoting all-star Izzy, when I'm promoting all-star lifestyle, when I'm talking about stars in the chat, when I got my stars in the building, you know what I'm saying? All of those stuff like that. This is what it really means. You gotta live life as every day could be your last. And I'm not trying to fear monger, not putting no fear or anything into somebody's mind, but I need y'all to know is that every day needs to be a testimony to what you believe in and what you want to achieve. And it doesn't need to be the most biggest thing, but what if you just want to achieve confidence? What could you do today to get that? You see that there was a quote that I heard earlier that and it's something I said too. Is just opportunities are everywhere. Seize the moment, seize the opportunity, but also remember is that like life is. I mean, not even just life, but opportunities are everywhere, but it takes your self-awareness to know where the opportunities are and how these opportunities are being presented to you. And truth be told, this is where you can even have your creativity into this, because how can you be creative with your life today? How can you be creative with your style? How can you be creative with your message? What could you do today to reciprocate your desire and dreams of what you want in this world? You got to live life like you got to rock out with your cock out. It's real shit though. But when I heard that quote, "rock out with your cock out," that's such a funny fucking word. But when I heard that, what came to mind was that like you gotta be able to show who you are, authentic. You gotta be able to let people see you. You gotta people be able to criticize you, to be authentic. But again, this is what to an all-star really means. If you want to be a star, that's what it really comes down to. What's up, Intuitive? How you doing? Great to see you. But that's what it means, that you're showing yourself. Authenticity is the new sexy. There's a reason why that's a motto, and the reason why it's a motto is because that's something that most people need to learn how to exude. Now, you don't necessarily have to exude it to say that I am authentic or I'm being authentic. It's just more of a thing that's always shown. You don't need to be like, oh, I'm just being authentic now. It's gonna be shown regardless, because that's what happens when you're just showing up in the world. You gotta rock out with it, bro. You just gotta let these people know what it is in your life while you're doing what you're doing. But see, being a rock star every day doesn't have to equate to being reckless. Doesn't have to equate to being crazy and all that type of shit. Really, it just means that you need to give your best every single day. Got to give your best every single day and give gratitude and all that. But every day is a new opportunity for something new. Shit, I'm literally filming all day every day today. Well, I've been filming for a lot for the past couple of days, but I've been filming all day today. I've been enjoying myself. I've been tapping into more creativity, of course, and I've been just creating and enjoying myself. And a lot of it has become super effortless, because I remember I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, damn, like I'm living life. I'm having a lot more fun with what I do. And not to say I was never having fun, but it's just that I'm having more fun. I'm giving more space for myself. I'm giving more time to listen to ideas, right? Or whatever creative ideas or crazy ideas come, act on it and execute it. But that's what it comes with being a rock star. Don't let anyone or anything, you know what? Forget anyone or anything. Don't let your see, it really comes back to who you are. Right, you can't be a rock star if you're not gonna be a rock star of your own self or your own world. There's no other way around it. You can't beat that. You know what I'm saying? You can't beat them, just join them, type of thing. So that's really what it comes down to. And that can equate to all places in life, not just in dating. And because all stars all around. We do talk about dating. I love talking about dating. It's one of my many favorite things that I love to do. But just with it, it makes sure that you gotta be able to tap into you gotta unlock a certain part within yourself. You gotta unlock your core. You gotta unlock who you are. If you are in the building, say what's up. Don't be afraid. Don't be in the background just chilling or whatever the case is. Shout out to those who are playing this in the background. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be on here for too long though. But let's keep the pendulum moving though, because I really wanted to get this. This has been on my heart really today. Um, but it's to just be raw. And I remember I was talking to my friend about this shit, raw and reckless. Right, we were talking about that. Doesn't mean you gotta. Again, we're not out here trying to cause trouble, whatever the case is. But trouble will be caused. You know what I'm saying? Trouble will be caused, but trouble is only caused because whenever you create something that is coming from you, whenever it's authentic, it's disruptive to those who follow within the books and the algorithm. Know yourself exactly 1,000%. It disrupts the system, not even just with the algorithm in the world, but it disrupts the system within the world that you created for yourself to be like, this is what I think this should be, or this is what I'm tired of seeing the same shit. Everybody can, and I kept hearing this too, like from people that kept telling me shit, but everybody like does the same thing, and essentially, especially if you're a creator on YouTube, TikTok, wherever on social media, you gotta yap, you gotta talk. Everybody talks, everybody yaps about this, about very similar things. But what makes the difference? Who makes the difference, and why does that make the difference for you? What do you do for yourself that makes the difference in this life? What do you do every day that can make the difference for yourself within the next 3 hours, or tomorrow, or next week, or next month, or setting yourself up for 2026? I already know what 2026 is going to look like for me. And it's going to be that plus more, because I don't know everything that's in store. I just know that it's going to be just incredible, right? But just in general, taking the time today to rock the fuck out, like it's like you got to psych yourself out, and you got to like just hone into who you are, hone into, and the thing is too, and it's so funny, bro. Like I heard this video yesterday, and I heard something again today. Shout out to EO and this other content creator. I forgot his name, but he had like less than a couple of likes, and it was just great to hear great messages, even though if it's not glorified just yet, because he's definitely well on his way. I see stars, but he was talking about manifestation, because I hear people that want to manifest. There was a time in my life where I was learning a lot about that. It's still, I mean, everything is always evolving, but he was like, if you have to keep continuing to um, talk about it, or you're trying to push it out too much, or just basically coming back to it, you have a lack of self belief in your goal, and you don't really believe in the goal that you have. Because once you have that seed in mind, you let it go, and it'll nurture itself because it's already in you. That's why the thought happened, because it was already inside you. So it's like you don't have to keep coming back to it. Just allow it to occur. But this goes back to what I'm saying. If to be a rock star today, right, means to be a rock star next week, 2 weeks, in a month. Because if you want to live life more authentic, true to yourself, you want to break boundaries, whatever the case is. And I'm speaking to those who really want to, though, for real. Then you have to do something about that. You gotta do something today that's gonna require for that, because it was already in you. The rock star shit is already inside you. It's not something that just came out of nowhere. Especially if you're just honing into who you are. You take time away from your phone. You take time away from the headphones. No TV. You just chilling. You listening to your own raw thoughts and what your true desire is, right? Not what the world is telling you. See this, but this is another part for being a rock star. You gotta let the outside noise, and basically just say fuck the outside noise. Like, I'm gonna do what I want to do, and that's the most important thing. And it doesn't mean you can't follow within certain trends if you're guided to it, but it just means that it's like once you start to become a rock star in your life, right? It signals or waves to those who don't necessarily unlock, or that want to unlock their potential. They're like, damn, I see that, I'm inspired by that. And it's not, it can be hand in hand with inspiring them, but I want you to be inspired by yourself. I want you to like. I want people to be inspired by that, and you're going to. I mean, every time I talk, it's always inspiration. You hear a little bit of what I'm saying, it's always inspiration because this is coming straight from my heart. This is coming straight. This is passion. This is love. This is experience. This is happening at this moment. The whole rockstar shit, the stuff that I'm talking about, and it's not rockstar like I gotta wear a fucking guitar. It's none of that. It just means that I'm gonna live life on my own terms and I'm gonna do something about it. And I'm gonna show it. Because to be a star means you have to shine unapologetically. And if you want to shine unapologetically, you gotta do something. You have to show something to yourself, and the world will see it if if you're creating in the world and stuff like that. But just remember that I see people pulling up in the building. Double tap the like button and go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Thank you for the 2 likes, but don't be shy in the background. Secretly watching and trying to pick up this game. I know how y'all are, and shout out to the ladies that love to listen to what I gotta say. That just be chilling in the background and shit, playing the shit while the dishes is going, whatever the case is. It don't matter like that. But this is why I'm saying, live life like a rock star, right? You got to break the boundaries out here. You got to rebel, but not rebel to be stubborn and shit. It's just to rebel to break your own algorithm, break your own patterns, break out of your habit, break out of your old identity, break out of all that bullshit, all your excuses, all your anxiety, all your doubts, all your focus on being so anxious all the time, all your focus on, okay, I'm gonna do this today, but then I get sidetracked and then I end up doing it tomorrow, but then I end up doing it next week. Get the fuck out of here. You gotta see, the thing is, it's not being a rock star in this world. It's being a rock star to yourself. You gotta be a rock star to you. You gotta be a rock star to your own algorithm. You gotta be rebellious to your own shit. You got like in Tron Legacy. They had like I think that was like the real ones, or like the ones who were awake. They were technically a virus. The ones who became woke, basically in a program, they became a virus. So everybody else in the algorithm tried to take them down because he was a open minded. He was like a woke virus, whatever the case is. Basically, what I'm saying is that you got to do that within yourself. You got to break those boundaries. You got to be able to be somebody within you to be like, hey, I'm not doing this shit no more, man. Fuck you. Fuck this. Forget this old program. It has to go and it has to shut off. Too, it's so interesting. Somebody sent me this new thing as well. It was talking about this new moon that was occurring. And she was basically talking to me a little bit about it. And I thought it was interesting because it's kind of going hand in hand with a lot of stuff that's going on. So shout out to that. But anyways, um, some shit really do be at play. That's beyond what we believe or think. But just in general, this has been a PSA and an All-Star approved message. I'm about to get off this thing. Shout out to everybody that pulled up. Shout out to Intuitive for saying what's up. You know what I mean? Shout out to those who are secretly watching. I know y'all be in the background listening to what I gotta say because my shit is undeniable and my shit is fly as fuck. So, say what's up now before shit starts to pop off. I mean, it be popping off already though. But biggest thing you gotta realize is you gotta be a rock star to your own algorithm, bro. Be rebellious to your own shit. Stop following within your own program. And guess what? If you follow within your own program, you're gonna live life on like that for the rest of your life. And until you wake up, until you're like 40, 50, 60. Do y'all genuinely want to be a person that's like that? Genuine. And I'm really asking this question. This is based off pure curiosity, excuse me. Do y'all really want to be somebody who doesn't wake up to their potential until they're like 30, 40, 50? And I believe some of y'all do. I believe most people do, to be honest. I see it all the time. I hear it all the time. The reason why I hear it and I see it all the time is because everybody wants to talk about their problems, but nobody wants to do something about it. And I'm telling you the formula. Be a goddamn rock star to your own self. Go against your own boundaries. If you want a great example, watch Spider-Verse Beyond the, or like Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse or some shit like that. Where I think his name was Hobby. He was like more of the rebellious type of Spider-Man. Go check him out for inspiration. I appreciate you. I'm doing good, Sabrina, but I'm about to get off. I appreciate you coming in. Thank you for being consistent. I appreciate your consistency and I appreciate your support. You the one, for sure. Thank you. But just in general, go against your own stuff. What up, Sean? Be accountable, be responsible, be calm, be principled. Yeah, just and accountability is one of the most like it's like top 5 things in life. Be accountable. Because, I heard something too earlier. It was so crazy, but it's true. It's like whenever we get test like when life tests you and stuff like that, when people say that, it's not life. We can say life is testing, but let's look at ourselves. Everything that we're getting tested about today, or like if we get tested about something in our life, it's something that we want. Check me out though, because it sounds crazy. It's something that we want. So if we get that, it requires us to either critically think, move beyond the next step. Like, okay, I'm done with the same pattern of like talking excuses about going to the gym, right? But then and life starts happening, I start gaining more weight or whatever the case is. And I'm like, okay, well, if life is happening to me, what is the problem that's occurring, and how am I'm signaling every challenge that comes to my way. I'm signaling every challenge that comes my way. That comes when you're playing a video game. When you level up into a new level, you get to the boss fight. You didn't go there and just be like, I'm just gonna have a boss fight. No, you signaled a boss fight. That's why you're there at that time. It's the most lost thing in today's society. It is. It is. It is. Accountability is lost. A lot of stuff is lost, but guess what? When things are lost, it can be found, and it can be found today. But this is why the message I came on here was to talk on it. Shout out to everybody that's pulling up in the building. Please hit the like button. Subscribe. I'm on the road to 2K. Let's hit this thing. I have a challenge that requires a translator. Are you ready? Depends on how much time I'm going to be here, because I'm about to get off in a second. But just in general, rebel against your own stuff. Rebel against your own algorithm. Let go of your identity with love and grace. Like, be thankful for what that old identity did for you too. And that sounds crazy. Be thankful for who you used to be. Be thankful for the truth. Be thankful for how there was a self-protection of the identity that was provided. Like, people create an identity in order to protect themselves from what's truth, from what they could potentially learn in the future, or for what they can see themselves as. That's what identity can do for you if it's shielding you, right? But then once you can get upset at yourself, you can get mad at yourself, but truthfully, just look at that and just say, I'm thankful. I'm thankful. I created, what's good, Shiloh? But I created an identity, or I took on an identity, because I believe in my mind that I needed this in order for me to be protected from how the world is and stuff. But the reason why I say be thankful for that, and let it go with ease, is because you are not that person when you are who you are now. You gotta let it go. See things for who they are or what they are, not for what you want to see them as. And I say that a lot when I talk about women, but it's not about women in this case. It's about all things, yourself included, because people only succumb to the certain level of what they think and what they're aware of every single time. So when that happens, let's look in the mirror. Let's look inside. Let's reflect on who we've been. Let's reflect on why this identity occurred. You see, when I talk about being a rock star, rocking out with your cock out and doing what you need to do in this life, it's about doing that to you and saying, you know what, I was this person. I used to have an identity before, where I created like a self-protection bubble, so that way I don't have to see that I was the one creating everything for myself. And once you can accept that, embrace it, and move forward with it, you're a rock star. That's how you become a rock star. Is when that happens. That happens, you become a rock star. Why? Because you're embracing everything, every choice we create, it's all coming from us. When we have new challenges, we're signaling something beyond what we believe. We're signaling challenge, or we get the same. Let's say somebody's living the same result. Oh, I keep getting played. I keep getting played. I keep getting played. It's been happening for years. But your identity has been, you built an identity of self-protection, right? Self-protection, to where you don't see the truth. And I don't see the truth right now because of the identity I created. So I don't have to see that it's actually me, not the woman. People only do what you allow, regardless. People only gonna do what you allow, and women are gonna do it on you every single time. If you're somebody who's weak, 1,000%. I made a live stream. Recently had a fallout. Well, okay. Yeah. Well, I hope that all went well, man. But see, depending on what it was for, you calling out the YouTube pastor, that's some rock star shit. See, rock stars are unapologetic. They shine. We shine. I'm a rock star, bro. Cause I go against the grain not only for the world but for myself. I went against myself or the old identity that I was speaking on plenty of times. But you have to do that in order to be a star and to shine and rock the fuck out like a rock star, bro. 1000%. That's gonna be my time. I want to say shout out to everybody. I got a new video. What's good? Me too. I got a new video that's finna come out in a few. I think 8 p.m. is when it's gonna come out. But this is why it was guided to me to really talk on this conversation and why being a rock star is everything and why everybody should be one, not for the world but for yourself, and then you can take on the world. Just always and forever. Because if you can't do it for you, you can't do it for nobody else. And you gotta show yourself. You gotta prove it to yourself that I'm like this. I'm like that. I'm going because again, remember that self-protection is always gonna teach you, or if you have a certain identity in a self-protection identity that prevents you from seeing the truth, and you lack accountability because of that. When that happens constantly, you need to take some moments to get away from the screen, bro. Get away from the screen. Get away from the world, and you need to tune into your own world. You got to rock out with your cock out in this thing. My name is RockStar Izzy. This is gonna be a beautiful thing. I'm out this thing, y'all. Authenticity, new sexy. To shine within is to shine without.